Hello there, Eugenia. I'm just going to be jumping in and correcting essays this week for Ellen while she's away. So well done for taking action, moving forward. It's exactly the type of student we want to work with. So let's see. Many countries, traditional fast foods replaced by fast foods. Negative impact on families and individuals. Okay, to what extent? Agree, disagree. Experts throughout both the developing and developed societies, both are throughout both developing and developed societies. Yeah, sorry, what you said is fine. Convey concerns about eating habits that have changed dramatically in several decades and become one of the largest issues worldwide. Beautiful. Maybe just say largest health issues. You know, I wholeheartedly agree that it can have a detrimental impact on society and individuals in particular. Beautiful. This essay will cover my position using examples from the government and capitalization, World Health Organization, WHO, to demonstrate the points and prove arguments. Excellent. So well done for putting it in brackets. This gives us the permission now to use it later. Fantastic. There's ample evidence that highly processed convenience food instead of traditional convenience food instead of traditional food. Yeah, I would have said food here. Okay. Or instead of traditional cuisine, maybe, but food would have been fine. Constitutes unhealthy, worthless, and even dangerous products that might contribute to adverse effects on, or adverse health effects would have been fine. Okay, on a human's body. And we don't need to specify it's a human's body because we're not talking about feeding fast food to monkeys, for example. So there's no reason to specify. So we could just say, so it might contribute to adverse health effects. Okay? The central reason behind this is twofold. Or the central reasons behind this are twofold. Oh, actually, sorry, that's fine. Firstly, these types of products usually cause overeating, which means that people subconsciously consume an excessive number of calories that eventually leads to obesity. Beautiful. Secondly, okay, I just hedged that final one. So far, the hedging has been perfect. But if a person is consuming an excessive number of calories and running a marathon every day, it's not a problem because they're burning an excessive number of calories. So we could say that can eventually, or that could eventually lead to obesity. Secondly, as there's concentration of such harmful preservatives such as salt, sugar, in fast food can cause a variety of serious health issues. Beautiful. For example, recent empirical research conducted by the WHO demonstrated that people have been replacing one traditional home meal with a hamburger and French fries for the last 4 or 5 years have a threefold higher risk of earlier diabetes. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that fast food is detrimental to individuals. Beautiful. So we did really well, but this sentence had too many grammatical mistakes for my liking. So what I would do is memorize, like master, how we can write these types of sentences. Okay? And just sort of like really focus on getting this sentence perfect, maybe find one out there on the internet, on Financial Times, Economist, or whatever. Find a sentence, copy it, and then master it. And then we can just sort of like interchange something like IMF or, I don't know, NATO or whatever, the UK government or Cambridge University, whatever, and just replace the nouns, but kind of keep the structure same or similar. Okay. It's just a useful, valuable sentence to master. In addition, fast food production might affect the economy of the region. This is largely because people refuse in favor of time-consuming, effortless, and cost-effective options. Bit of a contradiction here, okay? Okay, in addition, fast food production might affect the economy of the region. People refuse. I'm kind of confused so far. Traditionally, as I'm usually made local products, poultry farmers are losing poultry or poultry kind of like means small and insignificant. But did we mean poultry, which is Poultry, which is like chicken and birds farmers. Okay, so it's a bit unclear. Furthermore, the restaurants of traditional food are not able to sustain the competition, giving the way for such eateries as KFC and McDonald's. Okay, I don't know what happened, but in this one it's much less clearer. Okay, this one is really clear, easy to follow, and I'm understanding everything. But here there's incorrect use of some vocabulary terms has left me rather confused. It has been shown in a recent government report that in a 10-year period, about 20% of ethnic restaurants went bankrupt because of the spreading monopoly of fast food chains. That's clear. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that this problem influences negatively. This problem negatively influences on not only close communities but the society in general. Okay, that I get. I guess what you're saying. Is it time? It's this part that I'm really kind of time consuming. And convenient, effortless, and cost-effective options, such as such as the fast food restaurants. Okay, because I'm kind of really, yeah, I shouldn't local farmers. The local farmers or the national farmers are often losing clients. Furthermore, restaurants with traditional food are not able to sustain. Okay, yeah. So this part really kind of a little bit confusing. You can hear me stumble through it as I try to understand. So really, again, it goes back to what we say in the course. You know, like basic ideas are much easier to explain, and it's less likely we trip up grammatically and logically as well. So just bear that in mind. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that fast food is harmful on every level of society. Okay, it is predicted that outcomes unhealthy diets caused by abnormal consumption of inappropriate patterns will grow importance in the future. Okay, not a bad way to finish. Great work. Keep working through the course, but just remember, like a basic idea is much easier to communicate, much easier to write, and less likely to be misunderstood than that kind of a more complex idea. Let's move on. The bar chart demonstrates comparative data about shoe sales of two types in 9 European countries. Okay, so an inconsistency here. We've written 2, and here we've used a numeral. Okay, in academic task 1, we can use 1, or we can use the number, or we can write it out. But what's not good is if we mix them. Okay, especially if it's mixed for no occasion, for no reason. So here I would have written out the word 9, N-I-N-E. It can be seen that in such countries as the UK, Belgium, Hungary, and Italy, people preferred black leather shoes to brown ones. The most significant gap between alternative colours is Belgium, where marginal 5,000 pairs of brown leather shoes were consumed would mean that they're eating, were bought or purchased, compared to more than 100,000 black ones over the same period. The UK, Hungary, and Italy also showed less remarkable differences, namely 25, 20, and 30,000. Okay. Here I would have said the UK, Italy. Okay, the UK, Hungary, and Italy. It's just the UK, Hungary, and Italy also showed the least differences in preference of black and brown shoes. Okay, and because so the differences here that we've listed, these ones, I guess that's, yeah, I don't really know what these numbers are. I'm guessing when Hungary, okay, and then Italy. Okay, so you put that at 30, you put that at 20, you put that at 25. That's fine. It's not like here I'd have just said that those 3 countries, or the UK, Hungary, and Italy, showed the least differences. Yeah, showed the least differences between black and brown shoes out of the other countries. Okay, that would have been enough. Conversely, the rest of the European countries in question opted for brown leather, but were more often in comparison to black ones. Beautiful. French, Germans, and Polish citizens, if we're using the adjective citizens, favoured brown shoes almost twice more often than those produced from black leather. Okay, 350 versus 750. Beautiful. Now that was a much better use of respectively. Also, though, we should have these commas in. Okay, it's just this is the standard practice in English. Okay. There we go. For consumers from Ireland and Holland, the preferences were between brown and black leather were not so intense, so the gap accounted for 25 and 30,000 pairs in turn. Okay, so selecting the data point, okay, for task one, I don't think we did it correctly by just focusing on this gap, okay, on these gaps. I would have done it differently. I will show you, I'll include an essay, okay, where the student selected the data very, very astutely, okay, and organized the data much differently, and it would be a good example to follow. Okay, overall, Hungary was the leader of shoe sales. Overall, Hungary was the leader of total shoe sales compared to other countries, whereas the French bought the least number of footwear. In addition, Hungary was on top of the list for black leather shoes, while Poland purchased the most number of pairs made of brown leather. Beautiful, great little summary there. Great work. So you know what to do. Implement all the corrections that you've heard. Make a list of the errors. Send me back your corrected essay. Send me back your error correction list, and send me back your new essays all together in one email, and we'll get the feedback back to you much faster than we did last time. Just a small delay this week. Thank you, and keep moving forward.